Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel for another video. This one is a new kind of thing. It's building for friends. Someone on Twitter sent kind of a tweet out there saying, hey, I really wish I had a custom house. And I responded and said, I'm more than willing to give it a shot. Just let me know what you're looking for. And so she messaged me back, and it was at SimmingAngelIvy on Twitter. And we kind of talked back and forth because I wanted to make sure that it was something she really wanted. And this is going to be a really long video. This was about a 6-hour build, and I took it down as much as I could. For me, I like showing the whole thing, or at least as much as I can. I know there are some people who they will cut out more than what I did. And if this was solely going to be something on YouTube, I probably would have tried to cut it down as much as possible. But for me, I'm so in love with this build that I felt it was an injustice to take any more off of it. Even showing me messing up. So what you're seeing, this original shape and sizes, that's going to change because I got a good portion of it done, and like the stairs, it wasn't worth fitting. So I have to go in a little bit and alter some things, make them just a little bit longer and wider. And then later on, this roof piece on the front, that gives me a lot of trouble too, but we powered through it. So if you don't want to listen to me talk randomly about whatever, I'm not even sure what I'm going to talk about yet, much like my streams usually go. If you don't want to hear me ramble for an hour, you can skip forward to, I believe it's 52:25. Let me double check. 52:25, and that is where just the photos start. I did do some screenshots of the interior and the exterior so you can see what it is, but I would really like if you just stayed and hung out with me for almost an hour while I ramble. So like I said, this was something for SimmingAngelIvy. When she emailed me, she said that she would like something with 3 rooms, one of those being an office, so 3 bedrooms, one of those being an office, and then, just a second. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to find it. I want to be as specific as possible. One bedroom being a guest bedroom, and then one for 2 Sims, so a couple. A decent kitchen, dining room, living room, if possible, some kind of a Christmas theme or element to it. And as far as the outside, it was all up to me. And then, of course, like a deck, fence, and a cobblestone walkway. Outside, maybe something like a garden, a pond, a pool if possible, just to kind of have fun with it. And keep in mind, these are specific things I asked her. I wanted to know, if you want something built for you that is to represent you, what do you want it to be? And so we double checked on what packs to use. I think I ended up using like every pack, which is pretty normal for me. We used every pack, and then I asked modern, traditional, cottage, and she said cottage. So that is kind of what this is. It's just a really big cottage. And then colors were purple, orange, and green were her favorites, but pretty much any other color aside from that. So I did keep with some basic stuff in the beginning, because when I first got this, I really thought it was just base game only. And I thought, oh, that's going to be a nightmare, but I am going to do everything that I can in my power to do that for her. And then once we talked some more, she did have the packs. So that was a good thing. It freed me up a little bit to do more. What you're seeing outside the house, when I first sent my email to her just to clarify on some things that she wanted, and I thought it was going to be base game only, all of the stuff that's outside was, I had gone through base game and found all of the stuff that I liked that I could live with in a house. And so I kind of put it outside so I would remember what I was thinking of. So that stuff outside was my plan. I think I did use just a couple of things, and it helped me remember during the build, or it would have taken longer than 6 hours, I'm sure. So yeah, Also, this piece here on the front with the roofs, I don't know if anybody else is having trouble with the octagon roofs like I am, but to me they're a nightmare. I was really excited about having them, but I feel like for me, I can't quite figure out how to put them on. Right now it looks fine, and it is fine, but in a little bit I'm going to expand that bay window area so it covers the whole front of the house, not just that one piece. And when I do that, it messes up the bay window. So, or the roofing for that. So I'm gonna have to get a little creative with roofing that we already had. And it ended up with something that I don't hate. Like, I can live with it. But it's not ideally what I wanted. I don't know what I was expecting with the octagon roofs. I guess I expected them to just function the way I wanted them to at all costs. Or just, you know, whatever I wanted just to be there for me. But they don't. And maybe it's just user error. I am willing to say that I just don't know what I'm doing. As you can see, I also had a lot of issues with getting the roof to kind of angle the way I wanted it to. The inspiration for this building, that front piece above the front door, was supposed to be just like a straight up and down, just an angle, no curve to it, no curve on top. And once I did it, I just didn't like the way it all pieced together. I could not get it, unless I wanted the roof to be like a mile high, I couldn't get it to do what I wanted. It didn't look right to me. So I settled on more of a softer line, and I ended up really liking it when it was done. Now, mind you, I look at it and I'm super critical, so I'm not 100% happy with the roof. Like, there's that one piece there in the center that has a bit of a point on it, and I played around with it so much that every time I touched a part of it, another part would mess up. And I just started getting really frustrated with the roof. So you'll see me kind of come back to it over and over again and try to tweak it a little bit. I also fought with the windows because it was just, where do I put everything? Anyway, so right now I'm just playing with the roof, trying to get everything to function. And I thought that I would take a second. I'm using a new mic. This is my first video with it. I haven't even used it on stream yet. I plan to do that tomorrow. I actually was going to do it today, but I wasn't feeling well. So yeah, that's probably what I get for staying up until after 5 a.m. Building this and getting it uploaded, and then my mind was just in go mode, and so I couldn't fall asleep. Yeah. I do cut out a lot of this roof messing with because it was unnecessary footage. So you'll see me play with it a little bit here, and then it's over. I found a different way to do it, and that's all I'm going to say about it. So I was blessed with a Blue Yeti. The sucker is huge. It's really tall. It's about a foot tall. It's actually taller than my laptop, which is what I use to stream and record with. So yeah. And then I got a monitor, which is a 20-inch monitor on Black Friday for only $50, which was a huge, I was really happy about that. I've got a gnat flying around my face, so if you hear the wind off me or waving my arms around, this stupid bug will not leave me alone. Anyway, and I'm sorry if you hear me wheeze a little bit. This mic is super sensitive. Even though I have the gain turned all the way down, it is still very sensitive, but part of the wheezing issue was part of me not feeling well today. So I don't know if it's something in the air. I know people have been burning leaves and stuff, and I'm sensitive to a lot of allergen type stuff lately. It's fairly new for me. That's a really weird thing. It's only in the last few years that I've had issues with that. So I've taken my allergy medication. I've just had a really rough day. And now I'm trying to talk, and I'm excited, and I'm awkward, and I'm like anxious about getting this all right and not sounding like an idiot. And so then it just like my breathing really goes out of whack because I'm putting way too much pressure on myself. And it's like the keep talking, don't stop talking, don't leave dead space. So yeah, I'm just messing with myself. But the mic, I hope it sounds okay. I'm hoping that I don't have to re-record all this. I bought one of those pop filters for it, but the way I have it on this little tiny cheap desk that we bought to go with it, that wobbles and it's scaring me. When I put the pop filter on it, I can no longer see the monitor behind the mic. So when I do streaming, it's not going to be ideal to have the pop filter on there, but I may have to put it on there when I do videos. This will tell me for sure what I need to do. So I'll have to try to adjust. Hopefully I won't be too loud or too weird when you do finally hear it. I had to kick everybody out of the room. I am hoping that Rapid stays quiet and behaved. He was throwing his bowl around right before I started recording, and I was like, don't do it. But yeah, so I do have a beautiful new mic, and it is white, but the knobs and the top are kind of like a brushed copper. So it looks very steampunk to me, and that's why I think this is the one that I really loved the most. Yeah. I am exhausted already, and I'm only 11 minutes in. Oh my gosh. If you're still here, thank you. I appreciate that. So I'm probably going to ramble. I spent some time on the windows trying to figure out what I wanted. I don't know, trying to do a cottage and putting on stone and then trying to figure out what you want on the rest of the house. I think sometimes the outside takes a lot longer for me than the inside does. But as you'll see, we're 11 minutes in and I've got most of the outside already done, and the rest of the hour is the inside. So I should just, yeah, it takes me long no matter what I'm doing. There are a lot of rooms to this house, it turns out. I did give a bonus bedroom to the room, or to the house, and it is upstairs, and I included a laundry room, so when we have laundry stuff pack, she can just throw in some laundry stuff. So it's already ready to go. It just needs the pretty little washer and dryer. So I am going to take a minute to be a little depressing. Today is Tuesday, and I lost my job on Friday. I worked there for 7 years, and you know, things happen, and they had some restructuring, and the position I had was eliminated. So, you know, I get it, and now it's just starting over, which is terrifying. Feeling like, you know, I did so many different things in that company over the last 7 years. I think it sets me up in a good place for moving forward. But it also leaves me in a position I'm like, I don't really know what to apply as anymore. So anyway, I'm in the process of looking for a job, and I hate that position. I hate the uncertainty. I am the only provider for my family, not by choice. It's more of necessity. My husband, as I've said before, we are in the process of him getting his green card for the US and stuff like that. And until he does, he cannot work, and he also cannot drive to help me with stuff like that. So, yeah, it's all on me. My mother also lives with us. She's disabled. She does get a stipend, of course, from disability, and she takes care of a little bit of the stuff, but for the most part, you know, she doesn't get much. I mean, I think anybody that knows someone who's on disability knows that there's not a whole lot coming in. So, not to be overly depressing or, you know, like bring down the good vibes or whatever you want to say, but it's just a reality thing that's kind of what I'm dealing with right now, and that's probably also why I wasn't feeling well today. I think that my body is just a little stressed over all the stuff that's happening. So that's why getting the mic was a huge thing for me. I'm hoping that it really improves the quality of the videos and my streaming. I watched my last stream and I just cringed the whole entire time because the mic just cuts out constantly. And it's the mic that's part of my webcam, which it works fine for a webcam, but it's not really necessarily meant to be a mic. So, but now that issue is eliminated, and I really love looking at this microphone. I did have to do some like test singing into it because I've never had anything this fancy. And the little girl in me who, when I was a kid, I had a fairly big bedroom. It was the biggest one in the house. My parents were pretty good to me. They thought, you know, we just need it for sleeping. But I had friends over and stuff, so they let me have the big one. And I had like my queen size bed. I had a couch. I had like a little fake fur lounger kind of chair. I had a little TV, like a metal shelf thing that I had my small TV on, and a VCR player, or VCR player. Oh my God, a VCR. Who am I? A VCR. And for the time, like VCRs, that's all we had. But even by that comparison, it was an old VCR. It was a top loader, and I had to, on more than one occasion, rescue my VHS tapes from that VCR, do minor surgery on it, and just like salvage what I could. But I had a ceiling fan above my, kind of in the middle of the room, but it was more towards where my TV was. And I had a music stand because I was also in band and stuff, and in choir. And I would set my music stand in front of the TV. I would put in my favorite Disney movie. At the time, it was Beauty and the Beast, and then some Aladdin, and Little Mermaid. But I would put in my favorite Disney movie, and I would hang one of those really old like microphones that you could plug into your boombox. Yes, I'm that old. The microphone that you plug into your boombox, but it wasn't plugged into anything. It was just wrapped around and hanging from my ceiling fan. So I could feel like I was in a recording studio. And I would hang it from the ceiling fan. The ceiling fan was off, by the way, just so we're clear on that. I was hanging it from the ceiling fan and sing along or speak along with the movies because I really wanted to be a voiceover artist for Disney. I wanted to be the girl behind the scenes singing the songs. I always knew that I really didn't have the body type when I was younger to be a famous actress, or at least that was how I always felt. That even if I could get to Hollywood, the chances of me being famous for being an actress, traditionally, I felt like that was, oh God, sorry about that. I felt like that was pretty naive for me to think that that would be a reality. So I decided instead that I was wanting to be a voiceover actress. I wanted to do the voicing for Disney movies, cartoons, stuff like that. And of course, that never happened, but I'm okay with that. But you know, I am free now. I am looking for work, so oh God. Yeah, I think anybody listening to this would be like, I don't think so. You're fine. Just do what you're doing. Stick to your day job. But anyway. Oh, Lord. What is it? 18 minutes. Holy crap. If you're still here, thank you very much for still being here. I appreciate you very much. Oh, the lamp that I'm trying to put on the fireplace right now, I sized down that fireplace, which I don't know when somebody turns it on. I forgot to test that. It may put the fire in a really weird place. I don't know, but pardon me. Oh my God, that was so rude. I burped. I apologize. Pardon my pig. So the fireplace, I sized it down, which means that the thing that I was trying to put on top of it would no longer go on top of it. That's really frustrating. I love that we can size stuff down. If you have not sized stuff down yet to use for a build, or you know you can, but you haven't done it yet, or what have you, be careful that it's not going to function the same way. If you size it down, it may not clip the same way, or you may not be able to, what's the word? stuff may try to go on top of it, like where it normally would sit. And I tried raising something up to be on the level and it still doesn't function. So anyway, I'm still grateful for it though. I love the size down tool. Like the shoe rack, I size that down and it looks really cute in the hallway. Rugs, I love being able to size down the rugs. I can't tell you how many rugs there were that I absolutely adore, but I couldn't use because they were just too big. And I do a lot of small builds, so I was kind of screwed. Oh my gosh. My phone interferes with my mic. I'll put that over there. I don't want any issues. Oh my goodness. I'm so used to streaming that right now I'd be like, so, I mean, what have you guys been doing? What have you been up to? Because my throat is parched and I want a drink of water, but I'm only 21 minutes into this build. God, I have 30 minutes left. I don't know what to talk about. Using base game Christmas stuff was really tough for me. I've never used the base game Christmas stuff, ever. I did download a bunch of Christmas CC because I honestly forgot that we had any of this stuff in here at the holiday pack that was free. I forgot. So when she said base game or just standard game only, no CC, but with a Christmas theme, I was like, what am I gonna do? But I was really excited to find everything that I did. So I wish my house looked like that right now. It does not. We normally decorate the house on the 8th, which was my father's birthday. That was something we always did when I was a kid too. So yeah, we haven't done that yet. I might record that. I don't know. It's not really that exciting. We decorate, but not like crazy. And this year's gonna be a little weird, not working. So I'm hoping that I get something really quickly. Yeah. It also does affect the immigration stuff, and so it's like, it's not just losing a job. There are a lot of other factors in there too that make it even more scary for us. Just this immigration thing where I have to have a job, and then needing like letters from work and stuff. And I'm like, oh God, what are we gonna do now? But I do have some amazing people who are gonna help me out with some stuff as far as reworking my resume. Oh my God, what a nightmare. I went to work on that the other night and I thought, I haven't done this in 7 years. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. But I did have someone that I used to work with they volunteered to help me out with stuff like that. So I'm so grateful. I just haven't had to worry about it. And even the job that I had for almost 7 years, I had a resume. It wasn't that great. I had one, but it was more of at the time, it was kind of like a family-owned thing. And the hiring process was still kind of tough, but I don't know. It wasn't, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Like, it wasn't only based on a resume, I guess. They'd bring you in and they really wanted to talk with you and find out who you were and stuff like that. So, and I begged for that job. Well, I didn't beg. I did call back and I said, hey, I'm an office nerd and I really, really, really want this job. So I got it. Sometimes you just have to be persistent to get what you want. So I did. I'm really sad that I'm not there anymore. I do miss my work family, but you know, it sucks. My family, we had a rough couple of days over the weekend, just kind of in shock that it happened, and that whole like, okay, well, what are we going to do now thing. And a bunch of people, and I know they're really well-meaning to call me and say, hey, you're really smart, you're amazing, you're going to find something, you're going to be fine. But I do suffer with a lot of anxiety, and I don't think very highly of myself in a lot of ways. So for me, it's like, okay, if you really feel that way, you had 7 years to get to know me. And that's not really that first vibe that I put out there. So I'm going to have to be on my A game when I go applying for work. So keep me in your thoughts. I'm nervous about it, but it's going to be okay. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. That's all that I have going on in my life right now. Oh, God. Because I can talk about the build, but I mean, you could see what I'm doing, right? I mean, I love the size down. Oh, makes me so happy. It makes my little heart so happy. I hate big open spaces on the walls like that. But then trying to find something to fill those spaces that's not CC, sometimes I have a hard time figuring it out. Oh, and right here, these things that I'm putting on the wall, I wish that we had, you know how we have the floor grid that we can turn off and on? I wish that we had a wall grid that we could turn off and on, because I ended up having to use another light. Sorry. I have to use another light in just a minute to kind of say, okay, is that even? Look. Are those even? Are they far enough apart? Is that right? Because it stresses me out if they're not. Oh, and the sizing down on some stuff, the shadow does not size down on those planters, so just watch out for that stuff too. And the mirrors don't size down, which is unfortunate. I really wish that they did, but I understand why they don't. They've got the reflection. Same with the windows not being able to size. I get that too. That's fine. Another resize. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't normally choose that rug, but I felt it looked like snowflakes. So it goes with that Christmas vibe. The only thing I hate about doing the Christmas elements to it is that, sorry, my ear itches really bad. I'm making a lot of noise. Like when the Christmas season is over, you're going to have to go back in and like get rid of that stuff. I mean, I guess I shouldn't have to, but if you don't want that Christmas thing all year long, so it'll have to be just filling it in. But at least the bones of the house are there. Just the basic idea. And, you know, just like with life, sometimes your tastes change and you just want to change everything up anyway. So it gives you an excuse to clean house when it's just a bunch of Christmas stuff and that's not what you needed. So yeah, that's I don't know if that was a PSA. I don't know what that was. I didn't want to put like cabinets over there, like kitchen cabinets over there on either side. So I went through here and tried to find little tables to go in there. And I ended up finding some that I really like. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry for yawning in your face. Yeah. So I think that looks really cute. I think this is where I tried to resize, let's see, where is it? What did I try to resize? Oh, the wheel. Yes, the little wheel thing. But it takes it above the table a little bit. And even though you can't see it from, like when you're looking down at it, you can't see it. It still bothers me. Like I know it's like that, so I won't use it. I do put a lot of like water elements in the house, like if it was on a beach. So I use a lot of the Brindleton Bay stuff, the cats and dogs furnishings. I really love, like I love the doors. I love the windows. I have a love-hate relationship with the new windows, I'll be honest. Some of them I don't feel like they're big enough. And then the way they sit on the walls. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it. I do have my opinions and I guess little things that I wish were different for some of the stuff in the pack. But overall, I am in love with this pack. I am in love with Brindleton Bay. I am in love with the sea vibe and the elements that are in it. Some of the clutter stuff that we got, like the little books next to that bookcase. The style of some of the stuff that we got, like the new fireplaces. Oh, I'm so in love with every one of them. That was one of the things about doing this build. I really wanted to put one of the new fireplaces in the living room, but I wanted it to be Christmassy, so I ended up leaving just the Christmas fireplace in there. But I'm really hoping that if she changes it around, that she puts one of the new ones in there. I think it would look really, really, really pretty in that space. It took me forever to figure out what desk I wanted in there. I struggled really hard with this one, that I wanted it to be modern without being like modern. I wanted it to be a little traditional, but I didn't want it to be like, this house has been sitting there for 100 years. Like, maybe the house has, but not the furniture. Does that make sense? So like the high back chair I thought was really cute, but I didn't necessarily want it to be like grandma's library or something. So I did use the desk from Cats and Dogs because I thought it was just kind of, maybe it's an heirloom, maybe it's something passed down from the family, or they purchased it in an antique shop. So yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. My rabbit is rattling the cage, the door on his cage, because he wants out. So that noise that you hear, if that's picking that up, which I'm sure it is, he's throwing a fit because I won't let him out. Fergal? Oh, he's so cute. He's sitting there with his big ears just looking at me. Like, Mom, it's 11 o'clock and this is my run time. Why aren't you letting me out so I can chew your cables? Ornery bunny. So yeah. What was I saying? I don't know. I love the dogs playing poker. Love it. Or playing whatever game they're playing. Oh, they're playing the, was it Don't Break the Llama or something? I can't think of the words. I can't words today. My name is 1,000 words, but I don't know any of them. I wish we had more lights that pointed down too. I know that's kind of like random yelling thing that I just did there, but we only have, I think, 3 light fixtures that go on the wall that will hang down over a chair. I wish we had a few more. Okay, yeah. Oh, I am so sorry. I do not mean to keep yawning in your ear. That is very rude, but it is involuntary. When I talk a lot, I tend to yawn a lot. I'm sorry. Even though I really like the pattern that I kind of created with the stones right there, I ended up just getting rid of that and turning it into just the cobblestone that I used out front. Because I don't know. Why is there such a big lag? I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know what was happening right there. I did have some issues when I was trying to edit this, because I had to put it up to 6 times speed in order for it to not be 4 hours long. I put it at 6x speed and then it didn't want to edit correctly. So when I tried to clip something out or trim something out, whatever, it told me that it wasn't working. So I had to take it back to 4, take out what I wanted, take it back to 6. So it was a pest. So some of the stuff I left in there just because it was driving me insane. On the new toilet and the sinks that we got with Cats and Dogs, I wish they'd given us an all-white option on the sinks. They did not. Or at least like a white with black trim instead of a black with white trim to match the toilet, because black was just too much. But I wanted to go with the same vibe of the toilet. So I'm like, well, I mean, it's okay. I hope that if you look at this, you're like, well, you made it work. It looks fine. I will say that as soon as I got this done, I sent this to her and let her know that it was on the gallery for her to check out. And she said that she loved it. So that makes me very, very, very happy. I love to build for myself, but I will admit that I'm also a vain person. And if I build, I like having other people tell me that they like it. But if I'm making it for someone in particular, then it's all about them for me. The build no longer is about me. I do build it to kind of my aesthetic or my style of putting things in the house. But I do want it to be something that when they see it, it's going to be something they want their Sims to live in. So I take building in The Sims very seriously. Like, if being a Sims architect was a job, I want that one. I want to do that for a living. But I can't move to California to do it. I'd have to do it from here, like a long distance thing. And I'm fine with that. I mean, think about it. With stuff like streaming, I mean, you can do that on stream, and technically you're working. Like, they could watch you and say, just give you a little call on your break and be like, yeah, don't do that again. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it. Or they can just like whisper me in chat and be like, you know, don't do that. Why am I just assuming I'm going to get in trouble? I don't know. Maybe it's just where my mind's at right now. Oh, this is the laundry room that I made for her. I don't know. Some of that stuff is probably just going to be ripped out anyway. Like, they're probably going to give us some really cute stuff, like sink-wise and stuff to go in the laundry room. So I would hope that this would be just completely changed with some really cute laundry stuff when she gets it. But for now, it's ready to go. She could pop some in there and be just fine. I do hope we get like laundry clutter. So soaps, like boxes of detergent and stuff like that. I'm excited about the clutter more than anything. I don't really need to be able to wash my clothes. What did I just say? Wash my clothes? Wash my clothes in The Sims. I don't need to be able to do that. But I want to have the aesthetic of being able to do that. Give me a washer and dryer that don't work. I'm fine with that. I just want it in there. It's like with cars. Give me cars to put on my lot, but I don't have to drive them. I'm fine if I never drive the car. I just want to be able to make it look like I do. Same for the only functionality for cars I wish we really had was that like they could work on them. Like teenagers could work on a car and build like handiness skills or stuff like that from it. Yeah. Because I think that'd be really cool for a teen to be able to do that. And then like, if they're working on it for X amount of time, like they get really dirty and they have to go take a bath. I think that'd be really cool. But I've had mechanics in my family, so that's probably why I'm like gunning for that so hard. I loved that in Sims 2. I thought it was a really cool addition. Oh, this right here. Look at this wall. I fought with this for so long, and I did cut out a big chunk of it because every time I try to change the wall inside, just the wall inside, it would automatically change the wall outside. There was no getting around it. It would just change it. So it was a pain in my butt. I ended up having to put another wall up. I had to try to mess with the roof again to get the roof line a little bit. It was stupid. But I'm really proud of this build. At the end of the day, I may not like that shape right there on the roof, but I really like how this turned out. I think it's adorable. I would love to live here. I ended up doing that just so the wall would still match. It was so driving me crazy. Oh, there was a chunk there that I missed because I had stopped recording and I didn't realize it. So you went from an empty room to a full bedroom, which I guess that does cut down a little bit of time on the whole thing. But I don't know what kind of a sim family she's going to put in this house. But for me, like, I set stuff in there for a writer and a book reader, a book lover. That's the word I'm looking for. For a book lover, and I did put like a guitar in there. There's a little like a landing with a a chess set. Let's see. Kind of basic stuff. Oh, and there is like a treadmill in there. Because come on, how many people do you know that have a spare bedroom and they might have a day bed in there or some small, like a twin bed and a treadmill that's just covered in clothing, or maybe not, maybe they use it, but either way, there is a treadmill or an elliptical or something in a spare bedroom. So I did that also to make it a little realistic. Got to get the clutter on there. I didn't put a TV in this room though. I felt like I just don't always think TVs belong in there. I don't have a TV in my bedroom, but we do have computers in here, so occasionally we'll watch something on the computer. But on the guest bedroom of this build, I did put a TV in there, because if you're a guest at someone's house and maybe they go to bed early, you don't want to, you know, you need a TV. You need to be able to watch something so you can fall asleep. I think that's only nice. I am talking so much that I'm getting short of breath. Again. Oh, gosh. And these curtains, even without resizing the curtains on the 3 window, it doesn't snap to the areas right. So I had to move the entire window, then bring the curtains back on, and then put the curtain on later, or the window on later. It's a pest. But it's one of those things, it's like a pest, but I'm happy to live with it. It's fine. I'm happy to accommodate. I think figuring out where to place beds and stuff sometimes is a little difficult for me because I have like a million places it could go. What am I doing? I'm like, let's just get rid of everything. I don't need it anymore. It's 42 minutes in and now I'm starting to kind of like get tired. What am I doing? Okay. Why did it just sit there for so long? I don't know. Ugh. Oh my goodness gracious. I am worn out from today. I'm tired. We went to, let's see, yesterday was my first technically my first day off from, I guess layoff is what you can call it. Because it was on a Friday and I'm usually off Saturday and Sunday. So yesterday was the first day I was actually home that I wouldn't normally be home. And I think I worked more yesterday than I ever did when I was at work. They had me running everywhere. I had to go get my son because he ripped a hole in his pants at school and he's 16 and he was embarrassed. So he didn't want to stay, no matter what I tried to tell him. He just wanted to go home, which I can't say I blame him. But he did rip a big hole in his crotch. And I had to go outside of town a little ways to pick up my sister and bring her back home. She's like 50, so. And then that came out really weird. She is currently living with us to try to save some money to go a different direction with her life. A good direction, so I'm happy for her. But we are kind of a point to help her get where she wants to be. So she is here with us. God, what else did I do yesterday? We had to go grocery shopping, which I hate grocery shopping. I like shopping. I hate grocery shopping. People are just not very nice lately. Like, it's Christmas time, and from Thanksgiving to Christmas, people are just grouchy all the time. Sorry. People are just kind of grouchy, and I was already not feeling well from everything that's happened over the weekend, and I was kind of hangry, and people were making me upset. So there was like a couple of times that like this one guy, okay, pet peeve, when you're at the store and you're pushing a cart and someone is coming towards you and they're pushing a cart, but there is someone walking beside them. And the cart, the aisle is only big enough for 2 carts. And you are already in it. And they turned into the aisle walking towards you. Person 2, who is not pushing a cart, should go behind person 1 that has the cart. Period. Because it's the nice thing to do. Well, this guy decided that he wasn't going to do that. And he squeezed himself between the 2 carts as they were walking by. And I was just like, oh. So I kind of like quietly, because I'm not into getting into a fight in the middle of Walmart, I turned around as he was walking by and I was like, ugh, but it was like silent. And my husband was just looking at me like, what are you doing? And I go, I hope he felt that. I hope he felt that silent anger. Oh, goodness. So at a certain point, he was like, I need to get you out of here before you actually do say something you shouldn't say. But yeah. I'm like, this is what happens when I don't eat when I'm supposed to eat, or I don't take my medicine. I didn't take my medication, which is stupid. I have high blood pressure. So yeah, I probably should have taken that before I left the house, because it was not sitting well with me. See, I told you I made a little guest room with a treadmill in it. There's that weird clip thing with the windows again, too. It does work, though. It can be done. I love those little decals. I ended up using the little kitty or whatever playing with a ball on the other side, and they look like cartoon clouds. Those are adorable. Yeah, and little shelves. Just something like, I didn't necessarily want it to be a little kid's room, so I ended up taking the toy out. She didn't specify that she wanted a kid's room, so I thought I'm not going to like force that on her. So instead I made it just another extra room that like maybe a teenage family member or a single person could stay in if they came to visit. Yeah. And then there is our chess set on the landing. More stuff from Cats and Dogs because I'm obsessed with this pack. Sorry. Wow, we're at 47 minutes in, and if you are still here, you are a trooper. And as I've said in other videos, if you're still here, you're now my best friend, and I appreciate you very much. Also, I'm going to take the time right now. If you would like to get a Christmas card from me, I would love to send you one. You would need to send me your address in Twitter or Discord or in a whisper, and I can send you a card. If you don't want to do that, I could try to make you one in Photoshop and send it by like email or something. But it would be in Photoshop, and I'm not going to guarantee it would look very good, but I would try. So yeah, I have never sent Christmas cards in my entire life until this year. My first husband and I, we always tried to do that. Like, we bought Christmas cards. We bought really nice Christmas cards, like a package of the really pretty embossed Christmas cards that were like $10 a box. We would buy a pack of those or 2 packs every year and say, oh, we're going to send one out to everybody at church. We're going to send them out to everybody that we know. And we never did. We would find the box or boxes like June of the following year and be like, wow, we failed again. We didn't send them out. And then Christmas time would roll around and be like, I know we've got those cards somewhere. Well, we can't find them, so we're going to have to buy another box. We'd buy another box, and guess what? We'd find it next June. So we never sent Christmas cards. But I had this year, a couple of other streamers were like, hey, I want to send you a card just to, to people generally. And so I was like, yes, please, I would love a card. Because now I have it stuck in my head that I really want just a whole wall full of holiday cards, Christmas cards, from people that I love on Twitch. So, but I also would like to send some out because I had to buy some anyway. Nerdeliciously Amy, she is also doing something where she will send Christmas cards. So I needed to get a card to send to her. And then I asked on my stream, I said, hey, if you guys want one, I'll send it. You know, and I had a few takers. So that first batch actually has already gone out. It was mailed out yesterday. So, or was that today? I can't remember. Let me just say that one swipe of ground paint that I just did to make the cobblestone walkway, that normally is like 4 or 5 tries of trying to get it right. And I did it in one try, and I'm super proud of myself. This one, not so much. This one kind of looks really bad before it looks better. I tried. And I also tried to give her everything that she kind of wanted, you know, and it wasn't like I must have all of this stuff. It was just, if it's possible, I would really like to have all of this. And so I did my best to give her everything and then some that she might want. Gotta have the little seating outside. I don't know about you, but I love cookouts. I have not been to one since I got divorced. But that's the only thing I really miss from my first marriage. I miss the get-togethers and the bonfires and all that kind of stuff. Now I'm married to a Dutch guy that I don't even think has ever been to like a bonfire. I have to ask him. I don't think he has. Oh, my breath is like, I'm so tired. Wow, we are at 51 minutes, and I think 52:25 is when the, I gotta get my phone away from the thing. I think pictures are getting ready to start. Oh, they are, which means we are almost done. God, if you made it this far, you deserve like a hug. Thank you so much for sticking it out with me. I really appreciate it. But yeah. So if you've watched this and you've enjoyed it, please come by my stream sometime. I do a lot of Not So Berry right now. I'm looking for other challenges to kind of incorporate since I have a monitor and I can stream a little bit more often. So it's twitch.tv/1000words. I'd really love for you to come hang out with us, say hi, join the family. But yeah. Also, if you like this build and you would like me to build something for you, give me a shout out, 1000words@gmail.com, and give me an idea of what you're looking for, and I'm more than willing to try it. So yeah. Also, subs on Twitch through GameWisp will also get access to builds based on the tier that they want to sub for, so that's also an option for you. So I think we're just about done. Phew, man, my throat, I need some water now. I am ready. But yeah. This whole like figuring out when to end thing, it's really tough for me. I should have written down the time that it's going to be over if I was thinking correctly. I think it was like 55 seconds and we're at 53. So this is just me talking now. So yeah. Pardon me. Also, I do have a Discord, so if you want to join Discord, we're on there joking around. We're going to try to do some movie nights and just kind of hang out as a family and really be there to support each other. Also, go check out the Lady Nerds community on Twitch and their Discord and join it because they are incredible. So, as this says, Merry Christmas and may your plumb bob always be green. Bye, guys.